What would you do if you had a blank sheet of paper and could design a bank from scratch? Well, that's exactly what Rachel Curtis-Bowen has done at Cambridge and Counties Bank, and she's been talking with us at the Customer Management Forum today at Cranfield.
Cambridge and Counties Bank was launched in June 2012 and there was a group of 9 of us at the time that actually came together to bring the proposition to market. The reason for launching Cambridge and Counties Bank was really there was a problem in the economy around SME lending and businesses trying to get finance, and actually we launched the bank to solve that problem really in a small way when we started out. The opportunity it gave us starting from scratch is that we did have the blank sheet of paper, and what you'd got is a group of people that all worked for the big banks. That's where we all came from, and we all sort of sat down and was kind of like, okay, well, if you're designing this from scratch, how would you actually do it? The way we went about that really was going out and talking to customers and actually said, okay, what do you want from a bank? How would you like it to be? And that's where we started from really, and that's what we've built and how we've put things together. In terms of what we learned from talking to customers, it was actually really, really simple. You know, there's no magic formula or anything that was amazing, that was kind of this thing that somebody can get hold of, this holy grail that you can then sort of build against. What they said to us, they wanted it to be simple, they wanted it to be straightforward, they wanted it to be easy for them, and just to be able to get to the end result that they wanted in the quickest, simplest way. You know, nobody loves spending time with their bank as much as I would like them to. It's something that they just have to do, therefore they want to do it in the easiest, simplest way for them to get to that end result. I think one of the good examples of that is we launched a savings account as part of what we do. So we take in savings to fund the lending that we deliver. And when we designed the application form, we didn't really have, we had a banking system, but we didn't have an online application system to do that. So we could design it from scratch. So we did literally start with a blank sheet of paper, and we looked at what information do we need from the customer. But what we did was build it in the way that the customer would tell us that information logically. And what we get is immense feedback from customers in terms of how simple and straightforward our application form is. And it really isn't rocket science. And I've been a bit surprised by that in some ways, because it's kind of, we just did it. But because we weren't working to a back-end system where we'd got to work on, we've got to ask this and then this has got to go in there and then you've got to ask that question in that way, we could actually just do it sensibly and simply and logically. And customers have been absolutely gushing in their feedback about how easy that form is to fill in and how simple that process is for them. In terms of a key outtake, in terms of doing it and getting it right, as we've seen, I think it's really, really straightforward. Ask the customer what they want, deliver what they said they wanted, go back and check that you're delivering what they said they wanted, and actually that what they said they wanted is actually what they wanted and that's not changed, or they explained it poorly or that kind of thing. And just keep following that loop and just follow that through. I think the challenge for us is now we've sort of grown very quickly, and we're already starting to see elements where it's a case of, right, okay, we're reaching a certain size and there's challenges around staying true to what we did. So we're going through a process of the minute of talking to our customers again. So we've gone back to them 2 years later and sort of said what's going well, what's not going so well, and then feeding that back into every element of what we do. So our leadership team, our governance, our structure, our processes. We're looking at things like our customer journeys again, because they were designed beautifully when we started. We've now got lots more staff that are involved in those journeys, and some of them have been sort of adding their own value to certain elements. And that's broken some of it, not intentionally, because the bit they did was perfect, but what they've not done is looked at the broader view. So we're going back and reviewing some of that. We're doing sessions with all of the staff, so every single member of the team, front-facing, customer-facing and back-end staff, and looking at what's our culture, what's our brand, what do our customers want. And every single person is going away to do a process where they're looking at stop, start, continue. So against our core 4 brand values, and we've got sort of 3 behaviours that we look for as well, and against each of those they're documenting personally, what am I going to stop doing, what's not delivering against those, what could I start doing that delivers against those better. And actually we've got a 99.8% recommendation rate. So one of the most important things that they need to document is, what am I going to continue doing? What am I doing now that's delivering that 99.8% recommendation? Make sure we capture that and carry on doing those good things.